Hey everybody, this is Cheryl. I am a very late diagnosed autistic woman, and I published a little video yesterday on why it's important to get an adult diagnosis because someone made a comment on one of my videos and was asking about it. And I think that's a very valid question because at my age, which I just turned 59, why would it make a difference? I can see why someone would ask that. My answer to that, in a nutshell, is that it really makes sense of some of the things that happened in my past, and I might share a little bit more about that later. But also it gives me grace for the future, more patience for myself, because now I understand so much better the way that I think, process, and react to things. And it's because of the way my brain is wired. And I like to use the analogy of that story, The Ugly Duckling. You remember that? The little swan egg ends up in the duck's nest. And they all hatch, and everything's pretty good at first. But it doesn't take long for the swan to realize that it's different. It's a different color. It has a longer neck. It has a bigger body. It has longer legs and bigger feet. And it does not feel, when it looks around at all of the other birds around it, that it fits in. It feels as though it can't relate to any of the other birds. And what if that was the end of the story? Wouldn't that be sad if it spent its whole life feeling like it was different, that there was no other birds out there like it, and that it just didn't have a place in the world? Well, that's how a lot of people, women especially, feel if they are autistic and undiagnosed. There is just a feeling, and if you have been diagnosed, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You just feel different. A lot of people say they feel like an alien. But another reason that I'm so glad that I went through with the diagnosis is that one of my children was diagnosed in middle school with what was called at the time Asperger's. And just recently, after I got my diagnosis, we got together and I shared with my child. I don't want to divulge the identity by saying him or her. But my child said to me, it got very emotional. And I said, why are you tearing up? And they said, because I don't want anything to be wrong with you, Mom. And I said, there's nothing wrong with me. I'm wired a little differently, but there's nothing wrong with me. And that child said to me, maybe I'm projecting because I have always felt like there was something wrong with me. And that broke my heart. And I thought, if I went through this whole process of being diagnosed just to make my child feel better and be able to better relate to me, it was worth it. And, we have been talking quite a bit lately about our experiences. And I think it's really helping both of us to know that we process a lot of things the same way and feel very similarly about a lot of things. So, those are a couple of other reasons why I feel that an adult diagnosis is really important. Hope that helps. Have a wonderful day.